got a new pedal on my Dinosaur Ghost board. We could call it my surfboard. That would make a lot of sense because Dinosaur Ghost is my surf band. But anyways, it's from SURFY Industries. Surprise, surprise, right? I already had 2 other SURFY Industries pedals on this board because as far as I'm aware, they're the only pedal company catering exclusively to surf guitarists these days. So stuff is just gonna end up on my board. Of course, I've got the Surfy Bear up here, this great big brick of a real spring reverb unit. I've got the Surfy Trem and now the Surfy Fuzz. They made a fuzz, guys. So I'm gonna show off what my whole board sounds like first because why not? Then I'll pull it off and I'll demonstrate all the different ways that you can dial in the Surfy Fuzz. Might as well use the guitar that I use for Dinosaur Ghost, the Hallmark Sweeptwing, and of course, I'm running into the 2 Princeton's rig. All right, let's go through the whole chain. At the beginning, I've got my Peterson Strobo Stomp, my favorite tuner of all time. I want to get the little one. I've got this one and I've got the gold one. Yeah, I got the gold one. I picked it up directly from NAMM. Steve got one too, but I want to get the little one. I want a Peterson on every board. It is legitimately my favorite tuner. Then we've got the Surfy Fuzz, the object, this focus of this entire video. We'll come back to that. Then the Pelican Noiseworks 5050 made in collaboration with the channel you're watching right now. It is 2 DoD 250s side by side with a very simple tone control on those switches. I usually run just the left side and then run the right side as a gain boost into it, but this is what it sounds like. Just use it for a little bit of light, crispy, somewhat transparent gain. Then it comes out of here and goes up into the Surfy Bear because of course, this gigantic brick of a spring reverb. That's my drip box. Here's what it sounds like with the 5050 hitting it. The reverb, I've got my classic original Boss DD3. I keep it on this pretty short, kind of like galloping little spooky repeat. It's got a fair helping of repeats on it. At the end of the set, I crank the feedback and do this sorts of stuff. Because of course I do. And then after that, of course, I've got the SURFY Industries Surfy Trem. It's a simple trim, but it hits and lands right where I like the trim to be. It's really warm too. It has a setting up here for black face or brown face. The brown face is a bit like a harmonic trim. All right, let's pull off the Surfy Fuzz and check out what it does. I'm gonna use my Fender Jag Sting so I can demonstrate how the Surfy Fuzz handles a humbucker as well as single coils. And also, it's got the wackiest wiggle stick ever, so of course I wanna use it with a nasty, crazy fuzz. So finally, let's talk about the Surfy Fuzz. What is it? This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Sorry for that long intro where I rambled about my band and showed off my pedal board and stuff like that. I just had my first show with the band in like 5 years, so I'm excited. And I actually used this in the show on my pedal board, so I'm extra excited about the pedal. So anyways, let's get into it. What is the SURFY Fuzz? The SURFY Fuzz is a highly modified Fuzzrite style circuit. It is made in collaboration with Garrett, the guitarist for the Ghastly Ones, a band that had a huge influence on Dinosaur Ghost, my band. And also he's in Satan's Pilgrims, which is a fantastic modern surf band. And that's something that I love about Surfy Industries. They're not just a pedal company trying to capitalize and get money out of all these surf guitarists out there. They're actually working with people who are actually in the modern surf community. And it's pretty fantastic. So anyways, this is made in collaboration with Garrett from the Ghastly Ones and Satan's Pilgrims. He made a fuzz pedal in the early 2000s called the Fuzzmite. And he only made like 50 of them, and everyone wanted one. And now he's collaborating with Surfy Industries to expand that circuit, because his circuit, the Fuzzmite, it had the volume, it had the intensity, and it had the mass control, which is an extra feature for a Fuzzrite style fuzz. But now it's got a harmonies knob and a USA and Japan switch. So let's talk about what those things do. Volume and intensity, that's your volume and your fuzz control that you would find on a Mosrite. And on a Mosrite, Fuzzrite is what I mean. And then the mass control gives you extra low end, because a Fuzzrite is famously this bright, brittle, thin, nasty style fuzz. And this makes it more usable for modern applications. It gives you a lot more low end, low mids and things like that. Then we've got the harmonics knob, which allows you to fine tweak the grit, the nasty nasal character. If you want to dial it back and be more mellow, you can. If you want to push it forward and get really nasty, you can. And then the USA Japan switch. The USA setting is, of course, your standard Fuzzrite style circuit with those extra controls. And then the Japan setting is exactly what you expect it to be. It's a nasty, nasal, octave fuzz version of this whole thing with all the controls included. So let's get into it. Here is my clean tone on that bridge pickup. Both on. And the single. Any questions? I didn't think so. Let's get into it. I'll go back to the humbucker. Here is the setting that I've had it on that I was using with Dinosaur Ghost over the weekend. But let's rewind a little bit to where I think it represents a pretty standard Fuzzrite sort of sound. Bring up that mass a bit. Let's bring it all the way up to noon. Fuzz just makes me smile. Does fuzz make you guys smile? All right, we'll bring it all the way up now. We'll bring that volume down. Now I'm just exploring. Let's check out the range of the harmonies control now. Harmonics control, not harmonies. Dial in a nice gentle fuzz setting first. We've been at noon. Let's dial it all the way back to the left. Love that it does that like bloom thing that you get with like lower voltage vintage style fuzzes. Like you dig in, it goes wong. Let's try dialing in something with that lower gain fuzz setting with the intensity down. Because in a standard fuzz right setting, it's interesting, but it's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Anemic. Let's see if we can fatten it up a bit with the mass. The harmonies are going to play a big part in making it a little bit more interesting to my ear. That's kind of interesting. There it is. It's kind of a muffled sound with the intensity all the way down, with the gain all the way down. I don't mean like a big muff, but it's like a dark, muffled kind of fuzz. And the harmonics really gets you that high end back. It gets you that grit. It gets you that nasty quality back. Let's try that with some reverb. All right, on to the last thing I haven't showed off, the Japan setting. We'll try some single coil tones here. You can really hear the delicate, subtle intricacies of that single coil coming through, right? It just push it a little bit differently. Here is that humbucker again. Yeah, the humbucker pushes more lows through. Let's try it in the out of phase setting. I don't know what I was trying to do there. Oh man. All right, just single coil now. Let's try that on the USA setting. Yeah, that octave setting does the octave thing. It is a full-blown octave nasty fuzz. I like that sound. Where was that coming from? From Venus or something like that. All right, let's see how it handles the bass going into the two Princetons. I don't have my bass amp set up in here. But I think the Princetons can handle it at this volume. Let's start off kind of standard fuzz rise setting here. Everything's wide open on the Dan Electro Longhorn. Not bad. I mean, I'm not really qualified to be a bass fuzz connoisseur, but I think it sounds pretty cool. Of course, I'm running into 2 guitar amps instead of 1 bass amp. Bassists! Do any bassists out there run stereo rigs? That would be really cool if they did. Imagine a stereo bass fuzz. Talk about an ungiggable rig though. Good with the intensity down. Roll the tone all the way back on the bass. Big difference. This thing's really wandering off the screen. That sounds good to me. So what do you guys think? I've been sitting around hurting the ears of all the bassists in the audience with my stupid noodling. But I think that's a great fuzz. I've already tested it out live. I used it with Dinosaur Ghost live for a gig, and I was very, very happy. Very happy with the sounds I was getting. I keep it dialed in like somewhere, I want to say right about there. Somewhere in this territory for Dinosaur Ghost. And of course I'm hitting a reverb and delays and the 250 and things like that and mixing all those pedals together, but somewhere right around there was a really useful and toneful setting for me that popped out of the mix and gave me a boost when I wanted to do leads and extra gritty, nasty things. But yeah, Surfy Industries did it again. They're the only company I can think of that is specifically catering their entire catalog to surf guitarists. We're a very underrepresented group. But yeah, obviously, I'm going to be a big appreciator of this brand. They nailed it. The Fuzzrite sound is in here. And then all the variations that you want to find, all the little modern tweaks, all the different things where people are like, I like a Fuzzrite, but I wish it was heavier, or I wish that, I had more splat, or I wish that I had an octave and things like that. They covered a lot of ground here. From the Ventures to Davey Allen and beyond, on. This is a great fuzz. So yeah, huge thanks to Surfy Fuzz for sending this out to me. Let's get more people interested in surf music, right? That's what we're doing. So yeah, thanks to all of you for watching. Please like, subscribe, dislike, leave me a rude, nasty comment. Support us on Patreon. Buy a shirt if you're naked. Click all the links down below. I'll have so many links for all the guitars, for all the pedals, especially this one. And I'll have a link to my band's Bandcamp. If you want to hear Dinosaur Ghost, you want to hear our album and see what we sound like, and maybe someday we'll roll through your town and you can come watch us play, or maybe someday we'll have merch and you can buy it, or you can buy the Bandcamp CD. It's not a CD, it's a digital album. We never had anything printed. We did the thing where we recorded an album and then kind of fell apart as a band for a couple of years and then came back together. So we have an album. Go buy it. Listen to it for free. Whatever you want to do. All right, bye everyone. Stay grounded.